This is Celestial Piper of Soldier of the Watch. You can call me Danielle. And I'm here today with a very dear friend of mine. Her name is Nightblade here on YouTube. And she's with me. So this is our first time, me and her, Skyping as far as, we tested it out yesterday, but as far as putting it on YouTube. So be patient with us just in case any kind of technical things. I've invited her on today, that I've been talking to you guys about naturopath and, going the way of natural medicine instead of all the wonderful chemicals that they like to put in us. It's been a positive thing for me, and Nightblade has worked in that field for a good while. So she she is going.
Not that long, actually. Not that long.
Well, a long time for me because I'm new at this. So she's definitely got more experience than me. It's turned me on to wild lettuce, which has been remarkable. And the CBD oil has been great too. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the baton over to her. Nightblade, just wherever you want to start. I know you've outlined some things for today. So I really love your brain. So just go right on ahead and do your thing, girl.
Lord have mercy, do I have you fooled? Hi, everybody. I don't have the actual YouTube channel pulled up, so I can't see who's in, who's out, whatever. But
not live anyway, girlfriend, so you're good. I'm going to premiere this.
Oh, that's right. That's right. See? Kidneys.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Actually, I only worked in that field for a few months. I knew about it for a long time. My daughter worked with this company a year before we did. So, and basically what she's talking about is Paisley Farm and Crafts, and they deal mostly in moringa products, which moringa is a superfood. And I found that just through an ad she had posted for Help Wanted on Facebook. So I know a lot of you are here because you suffer chronic pain. However, you came into that excuse me, into that pain. It's going to be different for everybody. Just a little backstory for me. I was injured on the job. I was hit by a 155-pound container and knocked on my butt, so to speak. I was hit on the left hip and landed on the right, and then misdiagnosed for 17 months so that the doctor could just keep collecting those workers' comp checks.
Oh, I hear you.
When I first got diagnosed, I was adamant about not getting any opioids. I told them I don't want them. If you can't give me anything but an opioid, don't give me anything at all. And I actually found out later, I was told I was given a prescription for a muscle relaxer that doesn't make you drowsy because I had to be able to take this at work. And at the time I was working at GM. You have to stay alert if you're walking around where there's tow motors and forklifts and stuff driving around. And the muscle relaxers weren't cutting it. So he told me this was a muscle relaxer that didn't make you drowsy. Turned out it was an opioid. And I immediately stopped taking that and started doing some research on natural pain remedies. And I found there's a million Y2 YouTube channels out there that you can find, and they're all good. But my main go-to channel is Magical Hoof. If you haven't checked out Magical Hoof, Lindy is awesome. Most of her videos are just music with her showing you how to make these different tinctures and recipes, food recipes with weeds. The Creator gave us everything we need right here on this planet to heal ourselves.
That.
And all we have to do is educate ourselves. So I strongly urge you to go to Magical Hoof. But I do have a couple of other ones that I'm going to share with you. Here's the channels that I pretty much sub to. These 4 are the ones I keep on constantly.
And I'll put the links down below. I'll make sure the links are down below too.
Okay. Grow Veg, which it's GROWVEG, Grow Veg. Of course, like I said, Magical Hoof. Lindy is just awesome. I sent her an email just out of the blue when I first tried the wild lettuce, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. And she snapped right back with a response and has
Oh,
been very
nice.
helpful. Um, Natural Ways. And here's one. Tony is a little off kilter. He's a little funny, but he puts out how to make colloidal silvers, remedies that you might not see on Magical Hoof, but it's called, and it's all like one long stream of sentence. Herbs plus Beadworks, and he does some amazing recipes on stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, so if you can look those up on YouTube, especially the Herbs Plus Beadwork and the Magical Hoof. Now, Grow Veg is actually mostly just about gardening. So, I mean, if we're in a what hits the fan kind of situation,
Yep.
you're going to need to know how to grow your own food as well as your own herbs to heal. So, and you may want to look up, and I know this is going to sound a little strange, but you may want to look up how to uh, make a still and create your own moonshine. Because a lot of the tinctures, well, all the tinctures pretty much, are made with an alcohol base. So alcohol is a primary source of some of the medications you will need. And if you are in a small town and you've got one liquor store and a week after SHTF, you go and that's been wiped out. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Exactly.
You
Mm-hmm.
should learn how to distill your own alcohol for medicinal purposes. Which I haven't watched. I've got one saved to watch later, how to distill your own alcohol, but I haven't watched it yet. Um, there's so many different things that um, can help us heal. I have a giant book. It's a Franklin Covey day planner that I got from a boss who bought it for me years ago, and I've just started filling it with small notebook paper full of notes of recipes and
Nice.
tinctures and plants, edible plants that beyond the realm of corn and broccoli and all that kind of stuff. The natural stuff that's on the side of the road that you probably drive by a million times a day, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't know that's food. that's that's something that may keep you alive. So it's weird. I was thinking about talking about willow. Willow bark was actually the original aspirin, quote unquote. Um,
Willow bark.
yeah, and I've known that for years. I learned that years and years ago, and that's how the chemical in willow bark is what they began studying to come up with acetaminophen.
Mm.
Um, and no sooner did I think about it and actually write it down on my little paper here, Magical Hoof put up a video on how to make willow bark tincture. So I'm like, okay, gotcha,
There
God.
you go.
I'll bring it up. I'll be sure. Um, and just some of the things like willow bark is good for is muscle pain, cramps, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, gout. It's a fever reducer, can help with weight loss. Um,
Ooh, I like that one.
but it's also something you have to be careful. You can overdose on it if
Ooh,
you take too much, just like if you took too much aspirin.
right.
Um,
Too much of a good thing kind of thing.
yeah, the main ingredient in it is silicin or silicon. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, and it can cause digestive upset too. You have to be careful. Any kind of um, natural herbal remedy is going to have the same effect on your body as a chemical would, in so much as you may have an allergy. Um, you may have some kind of stomach reaction to it. Um, the story about the wild extract tincture and having to call for get with Magical Hoof for help. I followed the directions on the bottle, and the directions on the bottle said to take half to a full dropper.
That's why thank goodness for you.
Well, I took, to start out with, I just took the half dropper, and I ended up not being able to be more than 10 feet away from my bathroom for 2 days. I got with Lindy. She said, no, 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 take it down to 2 drops in a drink, your coffee, your tea, whatever, just water if you want. And then just slowly work your way up.
I'm up to 10 now.
I still can't do more than 3.
Really?
But
wow, and I have IBS. I'm doing okay.
But that's my system good. Versus your system. Everybody's going to be different. And when you are healing yourself or even trying to help somebody else, you have to start very small just to make sure there is no allergic reaction. I mean, it could be something that could end up being deadly to somebody. And then just work your way up there. Basically, that's all the points that I had to talk about. If anybody out there has prickly pear, or you know somebody has prickly pear, it's a flat pancake-like cactus, and they're everywhere on the end of people's driveways here in Lawrence County. So they're everywhere. I found out that prickly pear poultice can cure just about daggone near anything. Oh, wow. And all you do is you cut it up in half. It's very thin. You cut it in half. It's got like vines in it that go throughout. You pull out those vines. You scrape the gel off of the pad. Refrigerate it. Just add a little water to it and mix it up. So because it's very thick. It's almost like that stuff we used to have when we were kids. Snot. It's like that when you pull it.
I know what you're talking about.
Thick gel. Water it down and put it in a poultice, and it can cure anything from spider bites to cuts, sprains. I mean,
wow.
Check out prickly pear. It is probably the go-to poultice. Plus, you can eat it. It's edible. The flowers are edible, and the pads are edible. So it's an all-around super plant that can help with just about anything.
I love it.
And that's prickly pear and a pain reliever is where I got started on my journey. And with my injury now, I can't really do a whole lot of walking. So I'm going to have to be a home-based STHF person. I figured I need to learn something that's going to make me useful outside of just, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here at the home base. Whoop-de-doo. So if I can educate myself on how to help people heal and grow their plants, as well as being able to monitor a radio or post guard or something, because I can't shoot. So don't mess with me. I can't shoot. Then I'll have a purpose and not just be a burden on the group, which everybody should find their purpose to what's going to be coming along. Mm-hmm. Okay, have I rattled on enough? I told you. I get nervous. I start.
No. I mean, we're only less than 14 minutes, so you did really well. Let me see if there have any questions to ask you. Because I didn't exactly prepare myself. Let's see. Could you describe again the outside of what the prickly pear looks like?
It's really flat.
Okay.
And it's got really long, spiky needles on it.
Okay.
And it's like a pancake, but like an upside-down teardrop. Okay. It'll be real thin at the base, and it blooms off of the top of it and around the edges. Around the edge, it will have blooms that come off of it, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And from what I understand, once you plant these, you can't kill them.
Oh, wow.
I talked to a lady who said they tried to bleach it, it wouldn't die. They tried to burn it, it wouldn't die. Once you plant these, they're there. And they
sounds like to me, Papa's trying to say something. Look, no, I have this here for you. You can't kill it.
But I actually was out yard sailing and found a lady who had a huge one in her yard. And
Oh,
I
wow.
asked her if I could have a couple of the pads. You just snap them off. They break right off.
Oh, wow.
And to plant them, all you have to do is just stick them in the ground, and they will take like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they are
I'm
a
going to be looking to
phenomenal
see if
plant.
we have them here. I don't think I've ever seen it before. That's why I had you describe it again. I mean, maybe we're not that far from you. So, what few
They grow all over the country, so you may have seen it. You just don't know that's
just
what it
don't know.
is.
That's interesting. And I'm definitely going to put all these links in the detail screen for everybody. I wrote down, and I'll get with you. For some reason, I wrote something wrong down. The willow bark really has gained my interest there. But I mean, like anything, you can always have too much of a good thing. That goes with anything. I really like that. That's just amazing, just how much we have here on this earth that is there for us. We don't need all these chemicals in our body that, we don't even know half of the little things that are added to it that are detrimental to us. I mean, you listen to all the side effects. Now, granted, you made a good point. Even the natural stuff you got to be careful with, but that's why you start off little by little, because you could have an allergy,
Exactly.
But you watch these commercials with these medications, and it's like, all right, so you're taking an antidepressant, and what is the side effect? Suicidal thoughts. It's like, what? my husband's on a diabetic medicine that can cause cancer, okay, of the thyroid. Yeah,
Right.
and he's found lumps back here. So if you guys can just keep them in your prayers. I think they might be just cysts. My husband gets cysts, and his cysts are hard. They don't hurt. That's what makes me nervous because usually when you have any kind of lumps that don't hurt, you need to get them checked out because, that could be a sign of something bad, but I'm not claiming that. He has a lot of cysts like I do all throughout his body. So, and I do have some that don't hurt. So, and they're just cysts. So hopefully that's all it is. But that's a good point of these medications that are supposed to help you, but yet they cause cancer. And then okay, what's in it that's causing cancer? Because that just doesn't sound very natural to me. You know what I mean?
It's very reminiscent of the Jeff Foxworthy bit. If you have itchy, watery eyes, and it causes, tire deflation and all this other stuff. And then, thanks, I'll just have the itchy, watery eyes. Thanks a lot.
Right. No, I'm sold.
Really, the side effects are so much, and then you end up on pills for the side effects that it's caused. I have had, it was never actually diagnosed per se. I was never told, yes, you have this, or no, it was possibly Crohn's or possibly IBS. They weren't sure. Well, I worked with a girl who had Crohn's, so I'm like, it's not Crohn's. The stuff she goes through, I'm not going through, so it's not Crohn's. So supposedly I have what is considered it's medication-induced IBS, and I've dealt with it for over 16 years now. And the only thing that's ever actually helped me get past that is boron water, which you and I have talked about boron water. Yep. A lot of people are like, you drink that? Oh, what are you, nuts? Just like with the whole turpentine thing on Marv's channel. There is food grade turpentine. Turpentine can help you in the right dosages if your body is lacking in what turpentine provides. 20-multene borax is nothing but an element called that is boron, and every living thing on the planet needs boron. Every blade of grass, every flower, every tree, every human, every animal, every cricket. But with the big agriculture farming, most of the boron has been processed out of our foods just because they don't redo their soils the way they should, so everything's getting the proper nutrients. 20-multene borax 1/8 of a teaspoon per liter of water, preferably filtered water,
Right.
gives you what your body needs. One 16-ounce bottle a day. And intersperse it. If you don't want to drink a whole 16 ounce at one shot because you're scared of it, fine. Drink half of that, and then say 8 ounces, and then 8 ounces of just clean water, and then the other 8 ounces, and then clean water. And you will be surprised at how it helps any kind of digestive issues that you have. It has really helped me, and here lately I've been slacking off the last 6 months or so because we have so much going on, I just don't think about it. When I used to do it, I took it to work every day. I'd take 2 bottles of water and I'd get a bottle of soda. And that would be what I'd drink throughout the whole entire day. So I was on it regularly, and it really helped my digestive issues. And I had more energy. I was doing well on it. But now that I'm home and just sitting around, I don't think about it because I don't drink a lot of water unless I'm working physically. Then I drink a lot of water, which I should. Everybody should. You need your water.
Half your weight at least in ounces.
Yeah. That's a lot of water. That's a lot of water.
Sjogren's, if there's such thing as a good thing having Sjogren's, because I am thirsty constantly. So I am running to the bathroom to pee left and right because I'm just like constantly just drinking because I'm so thirsty. That's why I have some gum in my mouth.
It helps if you have good water too. My mom is on well water, and she has the best tasting well water I've ever had in my life.
Oh,
Our
wow.
well water, however, is very hard water and sulfur water, which is nasty. So we have
filtered.
Yeah, we have the reverse osmosis for our cooking water and drinking water. So that's what we make our tea with and all that. So I do have that, but still, it's just hard to like water if I'm not working. It's hard. It's hard.
I get it.
I'm like, this is hard. But
I've been drinking.
I got my coffee.
Oh my gosh, I have the same dishes.
Shut up.
Uh-uh.
These were my anniversary present last year for our 25th anniversary.
Oh, I love trees, and I had to have them.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I had never seen these. We went to one of those box store places where they buy pallets of stuff.
Yeah.
And I saw these, and I've always wanted Corelware, but I never found a pattern I liked. I saw these, I had to have them.
They're wonderful. My son broke a dish, which they're supposed to be very Yes. Oh, I wanted to die. But I went to the store and they said, just call the number. They'll go ahead and replace it. I just been bad about doing it. So I got to do that. So now you've reminded me. But yeah, I have those dishes. I love those dishes.
It's karma, kid. Karma, I'm telling you.
It's craziness. You're probably my soul sister or something.
I'm beginning to think so because we're connecting on so many levels here. It's just strange.
I mean, you can't deny it. That's just so you took a sip and I went, those are my dishes.
I mean, I posted it all over Facebook when I got them. I was like, I finally found the Corelware that I love. These are my anniversary present. It was so awesome.
I was between that and cherry blossoms because I love cherry blossoms.
What is this?
But trees are my thing.
I can't remember the design name.
I don't remember it either, but
yeah, I absolutely love them. And we actually, I have to ask you this now that you said that, we actually use the smaller plates because the big plates are so huge.
I use the same thing.
We pulled
I use the small plates.
When we first got them, we pulled out the big plates to eat off of, and we were like, oh my God, this is
it's like a tray.
These are serving plates. That's just funny.
It's hilarious. It really is. See, guys, I mean, this stuff's for real.
Yeah, I'm really beginning to see different weird connections that have brought us together, Dee, and
yep, you know it, girl.
Oh, and guys, when you see her typing "Hey G," that's me, and she did. So.
Yeah, G&D.
G&D.
Oh, I really thank you so much, Nightblade. You've been you've been awesome. A great amount of information. And I have to tell you, I mean, just from the experience you've had in a few months, it makes you sound like you've had years of experience. So, I mean, I can see how passionate you are about this stuff, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm determined that I'm not going to take their pharmaceuticals anymore. You know, I'm hell-bent and determined, so to speak, excuse my language, but yeah, I don't want their crap because that's all it is garbage.
Yeah.
And I'd rather go the natural route and use what the Creator gave us to use. We've pulled away from that, and we've trusted in man to heal us, and look where it's gotten us. Look where it's gotten us.
Exactly.
Nowhere.
Exactly. And to my preppers out there, I mean, who knows what's in that stuff that's being used to control you? I mean, I don't want to get on like a big conspiracy thing, but we've learned a lot that a lot of stuff that was labeled conspiracies are fact if you research it. So just keep that in mind. You know, I know that I'm going down the road of getting myself off of that stuff. I'm already off the pain medicines. Hallelujah.
Amen.
That only took me, what, less than 2 weeks to come off of. Your mind is a powerful thing, as well as what the planet offers us. Papa on the planet offers us. But you know, remember that God has given you this brain, and God had, and we only use 10 to 15% of the unit.
My husband just came in and put the bunny ears up behind the computer.
I saw a shadow right across the screen, and I went, "There's got to be the spazzle unit."
He's being a goof. Oh, and I know nobody can see it, but look.
Oh, there he is. Oh.
That was spousal unit. But there's my backup kitty.
Yeah. He takes over her computer.
Oh. Morning, honey.
Do you have anything to say before we go ahead and close the show?
Educate yourself. Learn what you can. Learn how to get water out of thin air. Learn how to filter water. Learn what plants grow on the side of your road that can possibly save you from starving to death and can possibly heal you in an extreme situation. Educate yourself so that when things do come down, you're not as unprepared.
Yeah, and it's a great bartering item too, I'm sure.
Exactly. Push comes to shove and you're out of food, but you got some medication, you might be able to trade.
And learn how to make
the moonshine. Tell me a soda.
Oh my God. It's getting too weird.
That's pretty much it.
Okay. You know. Oh, I absolutely adore you. All right, guys. Well, this is it then. We're going and go really think about what G said and take a look, research for yourself. You know, we pray for you. We care about you, and we just hope and pray that all goes well for you guys, and that on your journey of getting better, keep these things in mind and see if it works for you. All right, so this is. Oh yeah, what?
Real quick, I forgot to mention these. I went to the library yesterday.
Okay.
If you go to your local library, find what they have on, you know, how to feed yourself and how to heal. I got a book. It's called How to Eat in the Woods, a complete guide to foraging, trapping, fishing, and finding sustenance in the wild. And it looks awesome. I just got it. I haven't started taking any notes yet. The complete guide to edible plants and the edible wild plants, which is put out by the Department of the Army. This was put out by the Department of the Army.
Well,
and this looks amazing. I might actually buy this instead of just taking notes because this looks amazing. I also found another one that's called Edible, an illustrated guide to the world's food plants. It's more of a history. It doesn't really look that good, but in the back there is a chart that gives you all the common name, the botanical names, and the vitamins in all the plants listed in this book. And I mean,
Right.
it's just pages and pages of this chart, and that can be a great help knowing, you know, what has, what plants have what vitamins and minerals in it that you might need. So yeah, do go to your local library and use that resource. Use it, use it, use it. And
Sounds
that's all.
great. All right. Well, you stay on with me. I'm going to go ahead and close out the show, and then that we can talk when we should premiere it. Okay, guys. Well, this is Celestial Piper, Soldier of the Watch, Danielle, and Nightblade, and we thank you so much for joining us today. And we'll see you again soon. Okay. Peace
Bye,
out
guys.
and love. Bye. Now I just got to shut it off.